Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Alison Bedell.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's do this thing.
What's up?
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Hey.
Thanks for coming back to Hammer and Nails Podcast. I'm Skip Bedell.
I'm Alison Bedell.
And we're here.
We are here.
And you're here.
And you're here, and thank you so much
That means we're all here.
Thanks for coming back again.
When are you guys going to start talking? You know, because we're always doing all the talking. I feel like it's always like us doing all the talking.
It is. We have to...
That's probably because we're the only ones in the room.
Yeah. We have to... well, the plan is to get a phone line.
Yeah.
Eventually.
That would be great.
Until,
Well, we have a phone line.
Well, we're not going to give you our cell phone number.
We are connected to the world somehow. We use Morse code and smoke signals every now and then.
But yeah, because you
need
imagine,
to have a, we have a special setup that's got to go through the computer that we can, take calls and kind of like, prompt the calls and that whole thing. It's a whole thing. So, and really we can get a high quality signal.
Until then, you're just going to have to shut up and listen to us.
Yeah. Well, actually, we do have some really interesting interviews coming up, which I'm excited to get rolling. So you guys are going to be hearing some actually pretty cool people, much cooler than us.
Yeah.
Will be coming your way real soon.
Yeah.
And telling us about their lives.
We got a lot of stuff going on over here still that we're going to talk about today, and as well as some things going on in the news and some. I
had an interesting experience today too that I want to share with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, before you share, we want to remind everybody that our podcast is available to listen to at hammerandnailspodcast.com. That is our website. So, because I've been getting a lot of messages from people online that they are like, how come, where are you? I can't find you. You're not on podcast one. What happened? It's not downloading. So, you can download our podcast from our website, the new player that I put on there. You can subscribe there. You can also, there's a website app and website called Podbean, and you can get the RSS feed there. That's for like people who have Android and they don't have iPhones with iTunes, and you can download it there. A lot of people don't know about that, and it's Android people are the ones who have the biggest problems. So, in addition to that,
means get an iPhone.
Yeah, it means your phone sucks, and I know you're having problems with it if you don't have an iPhone. Everybody's like your sister. Her phone keeps fucking breaking, or she's not getting her text messages.
I don't know, man.
Bullshit.
People like with Androids, they swear by them. I had one like years ago, like before we met, and then like I didn't, like you turned me on to the whole iPhone thing.
Because
like,
you
back
had
in, like,
to be
the iPhone like 4 days, or 3 or 2. I don't even know what the hell it was at that way back then. But it was like so much easier. It's so much way more user friendly. I found like with the Android, I had to do like 7 different things to like accomplish one thing. Like if I wanted to make a phone call, I had to press like 7 things. You know, everything was just a challenge. With the iPhone, it's very easy, just one
very
touch.
Very user friendly.
Yeah.
With the website, or should I say, with our podcast changing servers, we now have a new host where we're putting our podcast right now. We're not on podcast one anymore, for a variety of reasons, all of which are better for us now. And so therefore, you will not find us there anymore. I don't know if you're going to find the older episodes there, but you're not going to find the newer ones. So if you happen across us now, don't go back there anymore, because we won't be there. And also on our website, there is a link to subscribe to our podcast. Now, you guys know our podcast is free, but for us, it's not free. It costs us a good amount of money to upload this much data for broadband width and all that bullshit, and the equipment and all that stuff. So, being that we don't have ads and we're not getting paid to do this, we are just asking that if anybody feels so inclined to help us out and contribute towards the podcast, we would appreciate that. There's a subscription button on our website, And if you feel so inclined, I mean, you can really give like whatever you want, a couple dollars a week. But I would like to give props to somebody who apparently is enjoying the podcast, Dave Jones, who was a subscriber now, and we wanted to just throw you out there and say thank you for subscribing.
Dave, you rock, man.
You rock.
Dave is not only showing support, he's showing love.
He's showing love.
Showing love, which is always good.
Yeah, so we love you back. So thank you for that. That goes directly towards the ridiculous cost of uploading these podcasts. We also have the Amazon on our website. We want to thank you guys, too, the ones who have been shopping at Amazon through our link. That really is very fucking cool of you, too. That helps us out. Thank you. And share that link as well with a friend or 10 or 100. And thank you for that. Yeah. So with that in mind, Skip's going to be at the Nassau County Home Show April 9th. That is approaching quickly.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to do a little meet and greet. There's a home show. I don't know if you guys are on Long Island, but there's a home show. I think it's this weekend. The one in Selden. We might pass by there. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them going on. Like this time of the year, spring is a big time for home shows, home and garden, and the one that I'm doing on April 9th is at Hofstra University, which is going to be a big one. And that's also the Long Island Wine Show. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of wine tasting there.
I don't know what I want to buy.
There'll be wine tasting going on. So the first part of the day will be cool, and by the second half of the day, there'll be the totally different type of people there because everyone will be like wasted from doing wine tasting all day. So
with our...
that'll be interesting to watch the change take place.
And we are currently in the market for looking at all of the shit that people are trying to sell for the home renovations because we are in the middle of a major home renovation in our kitchen and new bathroom. Okay, so with that in mind and all the shit around our house that we had to move around and make room for since it's not in the kitchen or the bathroom anymore, we're trying to get rid of some shit. Some of which I listed on Craigslist and on that new app, Let Go. And that is an experience dealing with some people who are looking to buy things. Everybody wants to offer you half of what you say that you want for your items, which is really annoying. If I wanted half for it, I would have listed it at half. And it's... Well,
you're not supposed to meet anyone in a parking lot or
right.
There's a lot of freaks on Craigslist.
Yes, there definitely is. I'm already on to the scammers. There's these typical scams that if people don't, a lot of people don't know about that scam. Where people will respond to your item and they'll tell you that they want it. But I'm in Florida right now and I'm gonna have somebody stop by and pick it up for me. So if you don't mind, I'll send you a check for that item, and if you can just deposit it, and then somebody will come by and pick it up. But your item, you're selling, is say $100. They'll say, I'm going to send you a check for $500 if you can just deposit the whole thing and just keep the rest of it or whatever, or keep half of the rest of it, as a thank you, that just so you can hold on to the item for me. So they're going to send you extra money than what you're asking for, and they want you to deposit a check and then send them back the extra. In right. the form of a money order or Western
Union. I'll send you the
Union.
extra when the check clears.
Yeah, that's what they want you to do, is to send them a Western Union usually. So what happens is you deposit a check that looks legit, and then you get a money order or a bank check against your bank account for the extra amount that they sent you.
But who would do that? Who would really?
People fall for it.
Really?
All over the place.
Are you really going to send someone money before their money even clears the bank?
People do it.
Oh, my God.
Because the bank doesn't...
People, please tell me you're not doing this out there.
It lasts at least a couple of days before it's not a right away thing with these banks where it catches up.
God.
So there's these scams where people will try to send you extra money for your item. So basically you have to be...
No one's sending you free money.
No. So I got I put it, cash only, Right. So people we've been listing these, what are they, file cabinets and these shower doors, which we've never used in the bathroom that had the shower with the tub that we never used. And
the Whirlpool tub that we never got in once.
Yes.
that bathroom.
Yes. So I've got these things listed now, and people have been writing for the last couple of weeks, and they want to offer you, or me, us, less money than what I'm asking for. To which I'll say, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. Like with that mirror that we had, it was a porthole mirror with brass. Like my dad got it from somebody else. He gave it to us. We're like, we don't need this fucking thing.
Your porthole.
So I had this thing listed, I think, for $40. I mean, and I looked online to see what they're selling for new and what they're selling for used, and $40 was a reasonable price comparable to other things. So these people are trying to like chew me down, like, well, you take 25? No, thanks. You know, they're like, well, you know, other people are selling them blah, 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 and if it's only brass plated and blah, blah, blah. No.
This old dude shows up at the house. Now, I'm here working at the house. We're doing this big remodel, as you all know, and you send me a text like someone's coming to get the porthole mirror.
And it's
I'm
$40.
I'm like, all right, whatever, okay. So sure enough, the guy knocks on the door, and he's like some old guy, you know, he looked like a nice enough guy, but it's kind of a strange feeling, like when a stranger knocks on your door. Like, I don't like people knocking on the door at all, which is why we have 30,000 cameras around this place.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, you told me he's coming. I greet the guy at the door. I bring him out the mirror, and he's looking it over. And we're talking about $40. We're not talking about $40,000, right? It's $40. He's looking at it, flips it over, spins it around, keeps looking at it. I mean, he stared at this thing for a minute. And then he says, well, you know, it's not really brass. It looks like it's brass plated. And I was like, dude, really? Is anyone going to melt the fucking thing down in like a melting pot and like and check the consistency of the metals? And I mean,
and even if it was still a good price.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's a nice piece. I didn't even really, honestly, I was going to just like hang on to it because it was kind of cool. Like, you know, I'd like to put it in the office somewhere or whatever, right? So the guy was just like kind of pissing me off. I'm like, all right, dude, how much? You know, what do you want? What do you want to spend? He's like, will you take 30? And I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. Just give me, all right, good. Here you go. Have a nice mirror. Enjoy it. Be on your way. Bye. And then he goes on to tell me as he's digging in his back pocket for his, he's pulling all of his pockets inside out, like one pocket at a time. And I'm like, oh, no, come on, man. Don't tell me after I stood here now and this whole deal that you forgot your wallet, right? So as he's pulling all of his pockets inside out, he's like, you know, I'm retired. And he's like, I just need something to do. He's like, you know, I got to get away from my wife. You know, she drives me crazy. So I go out in the garage and I tinker on things and stuff like that. He's like, this mirror, when I saw the picture of it, he's like, this is going to be great. He's like, I don't even want the mirror. I'm like, well, then what the hell are you doing here? He's like, no, I'm going to take the mirror out of it and I'm going to put a clock in it. And I'm like, oh, all right, good, dude. Hey, give me the fucking $30 and get the hell off my porch. Right? So I got work to do, you know? So finally he finds his money and he takes out the money and he's peeling off like dollar bills, you know, like 30 of them. It was the longest process I ever went through in my life. And then the guy went on his way and he was happy as could be. And I'm like, that was just a strange.
Well, with that in mind, these filing cabinets that we have, they're in perfect working condition. How much do you say that you spent on each one of them?
Filing cabinets are expensive. I mean, go to like Office Max or Depot or Staples or one of those places, and like if you get a good filing cabinet, the type with the slide, you know, and the locking drawer and all that shit, they're probably about $100 a piece.
Well, you bought them. You bought them new. They were in perfect working order. We didn't even really use them. We just put something in them and really never opened and shut them anymore. And so one of them had
I hit all the porn.
One of them had a paint chip on the top because I had left an onion up there because we were using it like as a storage room, the spare bedroom, and there was an onion up there that rotted because it was under some shit and I didn't see it. So when it rotted, it ended up fucking up the paint underneath it. And the paint chipped off, so it had like a chip on it. But, you know, then again, who's using like a black metal filing cabinet for like decoration anyway? You know, I mean, you put something like a file, whatever, or something right on top of it, and you'll never even know that there was a chip there. So anyway, I looked online to see how much these things go for new. They were from Office Max. The ones that you had were like between $80 and $100 new. So I priced them at $50 and $60. This the one without the chip $60, the other one $50, or $100 for the pair. Okay, so people were writing to me saying, "I can come over right now. I'll give you $25." No, how about will you take $35? I'll be there in, tonight. No. Because I'm willing to wait. Same thing with the porthole. People are like, I'll give you $25. No, it's okay. I'll wait it out. People are like trying to argue with me why I should accept the $25.
It's
I'm like, dude,
$10.
it takes up no space in my house. I'm willing to wait. It's not an emergency that I sell it so I can go get my crack.
Yeah, how about this? You're just pissing me off, so I'm going to throw it out on the fucking curb for nothing. I don't even want the money, all right? I'm just going to put it on the curb just so you can't have it.
Right.
And someone's going to come along and put it in their car for free.
Yeah, so I was getting really fucking annoyed with people trying to talk me down on the price because it's like, again, it's not an emergency that we get rid of these things. I'd sooner put it in the dumpster than, or we can just wait to have somebody give us money for it. I don't care. So finally, this guy says that he'd like to come over and get the filing cabinets. I'm like, sweet, $100 for the pair, So we make arrangements. He comes over. And you were working with Eric on the plumbing. And the guy comes up and he takes a look at them and he's looking. And then he says to me, how did you come up with the price for these? So I'm thinking, oh, motherfucker. So I'm like, well, my husband bought them. He told me what he paid for them. And, they're in perfect condition. And, just compared to what they cost new, I made them like half the price of that. And, well, he's showing me on his phone. He's scrolling through.
The price isn't good enough, evidently.
Yeah, he's scrolling through other people's pictures like, well, they're selling this. This one's going for $35. This one's going for $30. This one's ba. So I'm getting really pissed. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we want to get rid of these. Chill out. Because what I want to say to him is, dude, if you wanted to fucking negotiate with me, you should have done that before you came over. What part of, come over to pick them up made you think that I'm I didn't say negotiable.
Right, but that's the thing. What get in their car and they'll drive miles.
Yes.
Right? And then get there and be like, well.
Time and money to get here.
Well, you know what? Don't waste my time, man.
Yeah. It's I didn't say it was negotiable. So I was feeling
the whole problem
really.
with all this Craigslist shit. It's just if they're not trying to rip you off, they're trying to murder you. It's
Well, I know. And you know what? I had gotten home from work about a half an hour prior. I didn't take my gun off. And I happened to have on a shirt that was a little bit shorter so you could see that I was packing. So I was just letting whoever was showing up at our house know, right. Don't try to steal my shit and don't even think about coming back, motherfucker, because I'll shoot you. Right. So at some point I'm getting so fucking annoyed that this guy is trying to chew me down. I was like, okay, what do you want? You want 35 each, 70 for the pair? He's like, all right. I'm like, okay. I agreed to 70 because I'm thinking, just fucking take them out of my face and get the fuck off my property. Just go. I'm so fucking annoyed. So now with whatever we've got left on Craigslist, I am putting non-negotiable. Don't bother writing if you don't want to pay this price because quite frankly, I'm fine hanging on to it until we get the money that we want for it. So people on Craigslist suck my dick.
What? Wait a second. Is there something that I don't know about here?
Oh, my God.
Where have you been hiding this thing?
You've been sucking on it.
No. No, I have not. No.
It's miniature. It's a little miniature.
Right. It's like a tiny little marble size?
Yes.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So like that little button thing at the top there? Oh.
Yes.
All that time?
Yes.
It's the smallest dick I've ever seen. Wow.
Call me Caitlin.
Oh my God. That is terrible.
Yeah. Something else funny about this project that we're working on at our house. We have there's a property line between our house and our neighbor. We have a survey from when we purchased the house, and there is a fence that divides half of one side that butts up against this other neighbor's house. Their backyard is our front yard, and vice versa. Our backyard butts up against their circular driveway because we're on a corner.
And their front yard is our backyard.
Yeah. So there is a portion of the fence, their backyard fence is their fence because it's got the bad side, with the posts facing into their yard. We've got the good side, even though it's an old rickety piece of shit fence. So it's their fence, but it's more inner on their property, giving us an extra couple of feet on our
It's like an extra
front yard.
3 feet. Yeah, so when you look at the survey, it's actually about 3 feet over onto their property, which expands our property, the whole length of the property, which is about 100 and, I don't know, it's long. It's like 160, 170 feet.
Yeah, because we live on a half acre.
By 3. So now, so it's a nice little sliver of land there.
Right.
So now we're going to put the new fence in.
Well, so Skip's got to go talk to them about this because we're not really sure yet where we're going to put the new fence, if we're going to butt it up against their fence, which is on their property, more in on their property, or if we're going to try to maybe get them to give us that sliver of property. But what is it called again, that word that you said?
It's an easement.
Okay.
But that doesn't necessarily apply to this situation because that's usually something where there's like a right of way, and I realized that after we started talking about it, that there's different types of easement, but generally, like if you're trying to get to a common place,
right,
like a park or the woods or the beach or something like that, and people have to go through your property, like a path or something to get there, then there can be an easement on that property, allowing other people to, like the community to use the property together.
Okay.
Right?
So
in this case, there's no community coming through our backyard.
Right. No community.
It's just us community. It's our community.
In an effort to look online for zoning laws in our town, I looked up zoning and the name of our town online on Google. And a section of law came up. And I didn't realize until after I was done reading this section of law that it was actually in the same town name but in Georgia. But still, I found it very amusing. The zoning law.
So this is the zoning law for property division, right?
Yes. So I'm just going to read to you this because I think that you'll enjoy the entire section of this law. Okay? Okay.
If you ever want to read zoning law, get ready.
Get ready for this. Okay. Special permit means a special administrative permit, special exception, or special land use permit.
This is a permit that you would apply for to do something?
I guess so.
On the land?
I guess so.
Okay.
Specified anatomical areas shall include any of the following. Less than completely and opaquely covered human genitals or pubic region, buttocks, or female breasts below a point immediately above the top of the areola, or B, human male genitalia in a discernibly turgid state, even if completely or opaquely covered. And then specified sexual activities shall include any of the following. A, actual or simulated intercourse, oral copulation, anal intercourse, oral anal copulation, bestiality, direct physical stimulation of unclothed genitals, flagellation or torture in the context of a sexual relationship or the use of excretory functions, that means pooping, in the context of a sexual relationship, and any of the following sexually oriented acts or conduct. Analingus, buggery, coprophagy.
Buggery? What the fuck is buggery?
I don't know. Coprophilia, cunnilingus, fellatio, necrophilia, pederasty, pedophilia, sapphism, or B, clearly depicted human genitals in a state of sexual stimulation, arousal, or tumescence, or C, use of human or animal ejaculation, sodomy, oral copulation, coitus, or masturbation, or D, fondling or touching of nude human genitals, pubic regions, buttocks, or female breasts, or E, masochism, erotic or sexually oriented torture, beating, or the infliction of pain, or F, erotic or lewd touching, fondling, or other sexually oriented contact with an animal by a human being, or G, human excretion, urination, menstruation, vaginal or anal irrigation.
Whoa, anal irrigation.
This is all part of the special permit zoning law stuff in Georgia.
So what they're... This was the same... We're looking up in the counties, and we found the same... Was it the same county or same town name?
Same town name.
And we thought it was the same... Our town in New York, but it actually... We read a little closer to the fine print. It's for the same town name, but in Georgia.
Yeah, but with GA at the end of it,
So
.gov.
evidently, in this... town's bylaws, right?
Yeah.
It's saying that you need to apply for a special permit to do any of these things on your, on your property?
Yeah, or I guess in sight, in public on your property, because nobody would know if you're doing it in private,
So
I guess,
if
right?
it's within sight of other people or the public, you'd have to have a special permit to do it.
Yeah, special land use permit.
And that includes anal irrigation.
Yes. Yeah, so if you want to irrigate your ass, you have to apply for a permit.
Wow, man.
Yes.
So you want to give yourself a colonic in the backyard.
Is there anything that is not included here that I didn't touch on?
No pun
intended.
No.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Yes. So
these things really go on, people.
Yeah, and now I need to look some things up.
And there are people applying for permits to do them, evidently.
Yes, analingus. Somebody wants to stick their tongue in your ass, you have to apply for a permit.
You need a permit.
Yeah, you need a permit. Buggery. What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
I heard
that.
think you need to Google that.
I'm not sure what
buggery.
The hell
Hang on.
buggery is.
All right, stand by. I'm going to Google buggery.
That's if you stick your tongue in a bug's ass?
Or maybe put a bug in your ass.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They got those big palmetto bugs down there, man.
Buggery. Okay.
What is buggery?
Not to be confused with boogery when your nose is all stuffed up. Oh, okay. The British English term buggery is very close in meaning to the term sodomy, often used interchangeably in law and popular speech. It may also be a specific common law offense encompassing both sodomy and bestiality.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, what's this?
So if you're sodomizing your donkey, that would be buggery.
Now, what's this coprophagy? I'm sure I'm pronouncing this incorrectly. It's the oh
no. Oh no. No, what the hell, man?
Coprophagy, maybe, I don't know, refers to many kinds of feces eating. Including eating feces of other species, heterospecifics, or of other individuals.
What the hell is wrong with people?
Or of its own. Autocoprophagy.
Oh, no.
Those once deposited or taken directly from the anus.
And you need to apply for a permit for that.
In humans...
You know what? If you need to apply for a permit for that... Really? I mean, what is the world coming to?
And it has to throw in here, in humans, coprophagia has been observed in individuals with mental illness. Duh. Oh my God.
My God.
Wow.
All right.
And
so
somebody
now,
actually
so now
went
y'all
through...
know what's going on down in Georgia.
Oh my God. And somebody actually went through they were very thorough.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything
They've
in
left
this?
No stone unturned.
It really sounds like nothing.
No butt unlicked.
I mean, right down to irrigation, menstruation.
Wow.
Oh my.
Well, yeah, they've got everything covered.
Yeah.
That is just crazy. And all this because we were trying to be good citizens and look up the proper code and zoning laws so we could perhaps, decide on our fence issue. The border between us and our neighbor.
Yeah.
But instead,
we have to worry about, them wanting to
coprophagia.
We have to worry about somebody wanting to shit in somebody's mouth on that little area that's stripped in between. You have to worry about your neighbor
coming over and trying to eat your poo. What the fuck?
Or where our dogs...
Don't even try it without a permit.
Don't even try to go on my property and eat my dog shit, okay?
Yeah, without a permit. Fuck. Don't even try that shit without a permit. I'll report you. I will report your ass.
It is so fucked up. Oh, my God. Yeah.
All right, then. There you go. I wonder if Donald Trump's going to address any of those issues.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Donald Trump.
He's going to be busy building a wall, and people are out there eating poo. All right? Just when you thought that, we might be on the right track.
Oh, my God.
Take that, Donald.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
God.
All right. What are you going to do about that, man?
So disgusting. Speaking of Donald Trump and the whole thing with this election process.
What's going on with the Trump man?
He didn't win the states that he needed to in order to get all of the electoral votes. So that's still up in the air. Who's going to be
way out in the lead, though.
Yeah, he is. He is.
It doesn't seem like he has very much to fear. I mean, he's way ahead of everyone in the Republican Party.
I know I have said in the past that I support him because what I like about him is that he's not a politician, that he's honest. I don't feel like he bullshits, like he says how he feels about shit, and he's not he doesn't care what other people think. But now I'm going to throw in the word but. The closer it gets to this actual possibility that he could be the nominee, I think I'm getting a little worried, like afraid.
What's worrying you?
About the possibilities of the things that might happen as a result of him maybe being a little reckless. Or not having the knowledge in that he would need as far as like foreign affairs.
Well, do you really think that any of these presidents that come in like have all the knowledge of all the shit they do? They have rooms full of advisors that are experts.
True.
Yeah. So no president is making his decisions without like a block full of some of the smartest people in the world that are telling them what to do. Okay. Just like all the speeches they get up and address, the country and all the world, they don't write any of those speeches.
Okay. That I know.
Yeah.
That I know. I just.
It seems to me like he's laying out. He's trying to kind of almost like set the stage of,
I'm afraid of what would not as far as not entirely in what he would do, but the what might happen with people's reactions to him becoming president, like when there's like riots, with the whole Rodney King thing, you know what I mean? Right. If he becomes president and the people don't like it, like are they going to start trying to like do like terrorism within our, you know what I mean? Like people trying to blow up the White House because he's in it, but the people from our own country trying to do it. You know what I mean? Like, are people going to start doing stupid shit?
Well, listen, anything is possible, and everything,
that worries
every
me.
action has a reaction.
Equal and opposite.
Yeah. So he has some pretty different ideas about how things should be done, and I think that's part of the reason why people are liking him, because they're tired of the same shit,
things not getting done,
and nothing gets done, and we've been hearing this our entire life.
Speaking of nothing getting done,
maybe I'm not saying he's the best person for the job, but it seems like he's taking a different approach, and he's no nonsense. So
right, and I like that.
And he's not trying to make any friends, and he doesn't care if even his own people in his party don't like him. He doesn't give a shit.
Right.
He's like, you know what? Hey, this is what it is. Right. That's what I'm doing. So
and on that,
you got to respect him.
With things not getting done, I was absolutely disgusted to see on the news this morning that the Senate Republicans are blocking the president's nomination for the new Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is, you fucking babies. You immature piece of shit babies. They're like, we're not going to agree with anything he does. And if he wants that, we're going to say no. It's like they're fucking babies. They're blocking it solely because he's making the nomination. They're not even looking at the person who he nominated, who, by the way, is not a liberal. He's somebody who's been in the federal courts for like over 20 years, has a great record. He is conservative in many ways, but they won't even consider him just based alone on the fact that Obama nominated him.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Well, there's going to be a whole bunch of partisan stuff going on right now. In fact, even within the parties themselves, we're understanding that if Donald Trump actually becomes the nominee, that his own party, the Republican Party, a lot of members of it are considering not getting behind him. And
Republicans are looking very bad right now with their behavior.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot of people that are kind of upset that he's coming in and almost like, trying to abolish the good old boys mentality of things. He's coming in and blazing a new trail, and it's been so long established, the behavior and the tactics that go on within politics, that people in his own party are actually saying, you know what, we are adhering to those principles so much that we're not even going to vote for the guy. We're not even going to stand up and have a solidarity there just because. And that, to me, you're right, it reflects really poorly on the whole party.
And not only that, similarly, same thing as like when Kerry got all of the votes from the people as opposed to the delegate votes, the popular vote. If the people by majority want Trump.
Oh, it's not about the people.
Yeah, they're taking it upon themselves.
Our vote doesn't count.
To not count the American citizens' votes. Yeah. They're like saying, we know better than you, and we're not. You don't fucking count. We'll take your money, and you can pay our salaries, but you don't matter. What you want doesn't matter. And they're taking it upon themselves to discount our votes.
It's so much more fun to talk about people eating poo.
Fuck yes.
Hey, listen, I'll just wrap up by saying I saw a poll this morning, I think it was on CNN, that said that both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are the least liked within their own parties.
Yeah.
They are the most hated within their own parties.
Yeah.
And they are both the front runners by far and away within their own parties. I mean, everyone else is, even the closest is like half, away from where they are right now. But yet they're the most hated and possibly not even voted for within their own party. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all develops and kind of turns out.
I think we need to fucking clean house and get rid of all those fucking babies who don't want to do their job and get people who are actually looking to do something to help the country instead of themselves.
Well, listen, whoever gets elected, and it's probably going to turn out to be Hillary and Trump, the way things are looking, So, I mean, obviously,
unless they do something illegal to keep Trump out.
Yeah, but, whoever gets elected, let's just hope that they're going to actually do something this time around. And I've said that for, for how long now, how many elections.
Yeah.
But it seems like everybody's got all the great promises and doesn't do anything. So, which is, really why I'm saying, as much as Trump's not the politician, doesn't seem like the likely choice. At least he's coming at it with a different tactic, and he's not part of any of the, the good old boys. He doesn't care what anybody thinks.
Right.
So you got to look at a guy like that and say, well, you know what? Maybe he's going to do something different.
Well, of course he's going to do something different. He's going
to build a fucking wall.
You know what? Good.
Yeah, he's going to do a lot of shit.
Good.
He's going to do a lot of different things.
There's a lot of things that need to be done.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens, right? The next couple of weeks is going to be a big deciding factor. So, anyway, I have a couple of interesting things to tell you about that happened to me today.
Oh.
And we'll hear what happened with your work day as well.
Okay,
Always interesting stuff.
You go first.
I went for blood today. I have my, a couple times
so
a year
did
to
I.
go. Oh, that's right. You did too.
I went during lunch.
That's kind of a coincidence, right?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I just happened to go this morning because I'm I don't like to fast and that whole thing, so I have to kind of gear myself up for it.
Right.
So I had the prescription for it, for the full blood work, and I do it every 6 months or so just to make sure everything is cool.
Right.
And so I went this morning. I tried to get there early, and of course the place is still packed. It seems like the earlier you go, because everyone wants to go before work. So I'm getting there. I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to go really early. They open at 6:30. I'm going to go early, and probably nobody will be there. I get there, there's 30 people. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like fucking DMV in this place, right? I'm like, really? All right. So I sit there. Finally, they call my name. By now, I'm already going in there hangry, all right, which is hungry and angry, because I haven't had any coffee. I haven't had anything since last night, right? I had nothing to eat, nothing to drink. So I'm going in there a little bit pissed off to begin with. And then I see all the people and everything. Finally, I get taken into the room, and in comes this lady who was seemingly very nice. I'm not going to describe what she looks like, because then I'm going to get hit for something, right?
Okay.
Can't make everybody happy, but you can use your imagination. She was very animated looking. Let's say that.
Okay.
And I sit down, and she's like, "Ooh." She looks at the prescription page. The doctor checks off the different things. There's probably 100 different things they could check off they want you to test, right? So it's like, ooh, these are a lot of tests. So now I'm looking at her back. She's on the computer, and she's entering in all the information. I give her my insurance card, and she's like, oh. And I'm thinking to myself,
you shouldn't be doing that.
This is really weird. I'm getting uncomfortable because
that's
I'm
unprofessional.
Yeah, she's like, ooh, really? They're testing you for that too?
That's unprofessional.
So I'm like, and she was kidding around about it. She was kind of giggling about it, right? So I'm like, all right, she's got to be new, because this is this
That's
is
really unprofessional.
This is
and it's none of her fucking business.
This is like going to an ass doctor, and he's saying, oh my God, you have a hemorrhoid?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't. But it was just really weird that her reaction.
It's okay if you do.
To all these things. No, I don't. But it was really weird, her reaction to all these things. Now, I can't see her face all I can see is her very animated, giant hairdo. That's all I'm going to say. And very large...
shoulders.
Yes.
Back.
Yes. And she keeps shaking her head and like, oh. And then at one point she's typing in all this stuff. And then like every time she entered something, it was like the computer was accepting it. She was like, ah, yes. And she's going, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there? And then at one point she types in something else. Maybe she was having a hard time getting the computer. I don't know. But at one point she throws both of her hands up in the air and she's like, ha! And I'm like, all right, now I'm really fucking, I'm weird. Like, yeah, she was like, yeah! Like you were cheering for someone, right? So I don't know what, I'm looking around for fucking hidden cameras or some shit, right? Because I'm thinking like I'm on some goof show or something. I'm like, what? Somebody's spoofing me. Somebody's like, I'm waiting for Ashton Kutcher to come out of the back room or some shit, right? So, and then she comes over to me and she's like, okay, well, now I'm going to need you to fill up these. There was urine on the thing also, right? They check for sugar levels.
You had to pee too?
Yeah. So I've done that, many times before as part of the physical exam, whatever, right? So usually,
well, she doesn't examine you; she just takes
no.
the urine.
I mean, it's part of what the doctor requires, right? So usually they give you like a little plastic thing, right? Whatever, with a screw-on cap. So she hands me 2 of these large, like fucking like pretty big looking plastic containers, right? And she's like, "Are you going to be able to fill up both of these?" And she looks at me like, she's like, "That's a lot." She's like, "I don't know if you're going to be able to give me all of this." And I'm like thinking, I don't think so either. I don't know. Like first of all, I haven't had anything to drink in like 12 hours, right? So I'm like, and I told her, I go, I don't know. I haven't even had anything to drink. I go, it's maybe, she's like, all right, well, you know what? Do the best you can. Here you go. And she hands me the plastic things. It was the strangest thing ever. So now I'm going into the bathroom, and as it turns out, I actually filled both of them up because I must have had to really go. I don't know. So I come back with these 2 like filled to the brim fucking Tupperware containers. And I hand them both to her. And she's like, oh my God, you did it. Okay.
Yay, good boy.
Yay. And the whole thing was just really weird, man. So she puts them down on the counter, and I sit down, and then she comes over with the tray, and the little vials that you fill up with the blood, right?
Yes.
So each one, I guess, has got a label on it for a different test that's on that paper that had about 20 different things checked off. Vitamin D and thyroid and sugar and iron and whatever, all the shit they're testing for, right? So she comes over with this tray with like 20 vials on it. And I look at it, and she looked at it, and she's like, that's a lot of blood. First it was, that's a lot of pee. And now she goes, that's a lot of blood. And I looked at her, and I go, am I going to walk out of here? I mean, like, I'm going to fill all those things with my blood? And she's like, I know, right? That's a lot of blood. So I'm thinking like, all right, this is fucking weird, because usually like they're trying to, they try to calm you, to make you feel comfortable.
Right.
And
she's like, I'm going to drain you now.
Yeah. At first she's like, you can't possibly have that much urine in you. And then she's like, oh no. She's like, you're going to pass out if I take this much blood. So I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? Right. So then she comes at me with the needle, and I'm like, all right, this whole experience now. I'm an hour in this place, and I'm tired. I'm angry. I'm sugar depleted, whatever.
Yeah, you're not pleasant when you're really hungry. You're a different person.
No, I'm not.
You are the Snickers commercial.
I am the Snickers guy. Yeah. I'm the national spokesperson for the Snickers commercial. I'm like,
yeah, you're not friendly.
Fucking horns come up out of the top of my head.
Yeah, you do. You turn into somebody else.
There's like big ram horns that like grow out of the top of my head. I turn red with a tail and shit. I have a pitchfork. So, so she sticks the needle in my arm, and then she starts talking to me about like everything that you could possibly imagine, telling me that she has 6 brothers and sisters, and each one of them have 5 kids and 4 kids, and my nieces and my nephews and my aunties, and she's going on and on and on, and then almost as if to say that, then she goes, well, do you have any kids? And I said, yes, I do, and then just stops talking. So now it was almost like time for me to say, what about you? Total set me up. I mean, set me up,
I
man.
hate that.
Set me the fuck up. And after the words rolled out of my mouth,
I'm
like,
you said it?
I'm like, when you go and you lock your keys in the car door, and you've already swung the door, but it hasn't closed yet. And you're like, no. Boom. And the door closes, and you see your keys dangling on the ignition. Like, shit. That was it. I go, well, what about... And she goes, oh, no. That train is long departed. I'm not able to have any children. And I'm like, oh, no. And then she went on to tell me the whole story of... why she can't have kids and everything. And I'm like, what? This is like a fucking Twilight Zone episode. What? I just wanted to give a little bit of blood and go get a fucking Egg McMuffin. Right. What the fuck is going on in this place?
Right.
It was the strangest experience. I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It was. Please tell me that your blood-giving experience was better than mine, because mine was not good.
It was actually quick, as it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
it was
that's
quiet.
Supposed to be really fast.
It was quick, quiet, and pleasant.
Yeah, don't say anything, right?
The last time I went, which was a few weeks ago, a guy did it, and he used the butterfly to put the needle, and it's easier that way. It hurts a little bit less. And today, the woman just used the needle directly that goes right straight into the tube.
Yeah, that's what they always do.
I like the butterfly, but it didn't hurt as much as I had anticipated that it would. But not much conversation, and I was glad for that. She was very nice, and because as soon as you're done, you leave. So it's like, oh, thanks for your life story, bye. It's just, I don't really want to know.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So all I can say is, if anybody out there is, going to be giving blood for the doctor or physical exam or whatever, I hope it doesn't turn out like mine, because this was a It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that your blood tests come out good.
I hope so. Yeah. I hope it was better than
the
results are better than the test. So we had a couple of. Actually, I think there was one or two questions, right, that people had asked, and one in particular for Michelle Mertz said something.
Did you want to hit the questions?
Yeah, let's hit the questions.
Let's hit the questions. Stand by.
When helping people with their homes, they call Skip Bedell.
You want to avoid a headache and save money, he's the man to talk to. Skip Bedell.
We had one from last week. Actually, I think we kind of answered it. This was funny. On our website, when you write to us from the website, it gives you choices of do you want to ask something to Alison, to Skip, or to both, and then it asks you for the reason. I'm contacting you because something you did made me laugh, or I have a question for you, or one of them is you pissed me off. So this particular person, Lauren, chose messages for both. I'm contacting you because you pissed me off. Hi, I like your podcast. It's pretty funny sometimes, which I laughed at that word, sometimes.
It's not a comedy show, but okay.
Okay, good. I have a question. Who are you going to vote for in the presidential election? Because I think all the people running suck. Okay, well, we already answered that question, I think, kind of, but I just found it amusing that you pissed me off.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that?
I think you're probably right. I think they probably all do suck. It's just a question of who sucks the least.
Yeah.
That's who you're going to vote for.
Yeah. And you know what? It's always that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so last on Monday, we didn't get around to this question from Joe Tigli. Tigli. I'm hanging a large wood framed mirror in my master bath. What's the safest way to hang it when the hooks don't line up with the studs? Good question.
Yeah, you got to get a serious wall anchor, and here's the big $1 million question. How heavy is the mirror? Okay, you can weigh it very easily by just putting it right onto your bathroom scale. Anyway, or maybe it came in a box and it tells you the net weight of the mirror. You need to know how much, because there are hangers for pictures and mirrors and all different types of things that are rated upon their ability to carry X amount of pounds of weight. So when you go into your hardware store, any of, Depot or wherever you go, you're going to go in the aisle that has all the hardware and that type of, hangers and nails and hooks and all that stuff. And you're going to look for something that is going to carry the weight. First of all, that's the first thing you want to be looking for. Make sure you're looking even in the right area, because some of these the packaging on these things can be very convincing. Super strong, will hold, whatever. the first thing you want to look for is make sure that it is rated to hold the weight of the item that you're holding. Okay. I've found that there are a couple of different types that work really well. One of which is a type that actually looks like a big screw, and you press it into the drywall, and then you put a screwdriver into it. It looks almost like a half-inch diameter wood screw, and it actually screws into the drywall. And when you're done screwing it in, the surface of it is flush with the drywall. Then they have a screw that is designed to screw into that plastic insert. There's a hole. Actually, it's a Phillips head screwdriver indentation on that you just turned into the wall with the Phillips head screwdriver. That now also will receive a screw that they will give you, and that's designed to carry a lot of weight. It has a lot of shear strength, which is basically shearing up and down on the wall, which is what you want when carrying the load of a mirror, something that's flat and vertical on the wall like that. But you're going to want to look for the one that's carrying. Again, the weight rating is really important because they're all rated differently, and that's going to be really a big factor. They do also make some other types of hangers. Another type that works really well for mirrors and pictures especially, it looks like kind of like a hook that has a couple of two different holes in it that you put nails into. Nails in two separate places. They're angled down to the wall. These will also have a weight rating. They come in different sizes, different gauge nails, different length nails. So again, look at the weight rating, and that type also works really well. They're easy to use. They're both actually pretty easy to use. One you're going to need a hammer to install. The other one you'll need a Phillips head screwdriver. And that's it. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, super. Wes Smith. I got one for you. Something interesting. Has either of you ever suspected the other of being unfaithful to each other, confronted each other, or stalk each other?
No.
No.
No. No. Can't say that's happened.
Nope. No, I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't be with somebody that I had to worry that they were being unfaithful.
Yeah, you think with your private investigator background and probably suspicious of everyone. In fact, people have said that to me a few times. Like, she check out your phone calls and look through your phone and watch where you're going. And I'm like, no. No, I don't think she has any reason to do that. So
what I don't trust other people. Like I don't like women who are disrespectful and try to get a little too close to my husband. I don't worry that he will do something inappropriate, but I do not like the disrespect of women who, most of them, don't care about the fact that a guy is married. He's been hit on plenty on Facebook, which I don't worry about. But I'm saying my point. I don't worry about the reality of anything ever happened. I'm saying what pisses me off is that the disrespect that other women show. And you're a married guy, and they know that. If they've ever seen the show, they know that. If they see your Facebook page, they know that. And you've had people in the past who you were friends with who I think overstepped.
Yeah, people are, for the most part, if they're the kind of person that's going to pursue someone that's married, then they don't have any, respect for anyone anyway, really, right, including themselves. So, I think there's no surprise. How many dick pics do you receive on a daily basis on Facebook? So,
I got the vag pic.
Oh, you get the vag. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you actually got a pretty nice vag pic.
Yeah.
Actually.
I don't know whose vag it was.
I don't think it was hers.
Yeah.
That thing was too perfect looking, yes, right? It was like airbrushed.
Yeah, it was like Pam Anderson or something.
It was like taken out of the centerfold of a magazine.
Yeah.
She's like, this is me, and I'm in the bathtub or something, right?
She's like, this is me for you or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. I'm like, no, that's not you. No.
No.
Yeah, no. But thanks for the picture.
Yeah, I was thinking about sending you some more pictures, actually.
Yeah, send me some. I like those.
Yeah, I was thinking, where am I gonna go to take this? I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this here.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not at the job. You're in your office, like taking pictures of your junk.
Yeah, because usually when people come to my office and they knock on my door, they don't always wait for the come in. And if they
just knock and open.
It's like either a knock and open or it's a knock, wait a second. And then, like, if I don't say come in, sometimes they come in anyway because they want to put something on my desk, assuming right, I'm not there if I don't say come in.
Right.
And I think if I was to say don't come in, I don't think they would expect that. and then understand that that's what I said. You know what I mean? Like, why would I say
is there like different etiquette in an office for knocking? Because you're never assuming that anyone's naked or indecent or doing anything behind that door. They're having a conversation on the phone or whatever, and they just want some quiet. Whereas if you were in someone's home and you're a guest and you knock on a bedroom door, you could assume that they're getting dressed on the other side of the door or whatever.
Right.
So I wonder if that like kind of leads to some, unwritten, etiquette there. Like,
No, I totally
is there
agree.
some protocol that, like, it's okay in the office to just knock and walk in without waiting for a response? Like, you would never expect to get don't come in or like, give me a minute.
Yeah.
Like, if someone said, give me a minute on the other side of the office door, you'd be like, what the hell's going on in there, right?
Yeah.
And like, if you were a guest in someone's house, like, oh, they're probably getting dressed or whatever.
Story is, I don't suspect my husband of ever being unfaithful.
No. No, it's all good stuff going on there.
Yeah, I
couldn't get away with shit anyway, even if I wanted to. Fucking private eye over here.
Well, he never made me feel like ever like he wasn't getting enough or wanted somebody else. He was never disrespectful to me in such a way that would make me think that he was interested in anybody else.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Although I'll be honest, like for the first few years we were together, I still had that element of worry in my mind that somebody could take him away from me, just because, women are ruthless. And I don't, and I felt like if I wasn't with him, the possibility was out there that somebody could still capture his interest maybe, or, like try just talking to him. And the friendly guy that he is, he'll sit there and talk to somebody back. And that concerned me. And
it's got to be a two-way street, right?
Yeah, and all the possibilities of things like that had concerned me. I wouldn't sit up, worried about it during the day, but those things concerned me. So at some point when we had to do season 3 and we were going to be separated for the first time ever, because we had never been away from each other for even a day. We never even went anywhere separately. He had called me from Las Vegas one day. He had to go there for one day, and he talked to me on the phone and said all the right things that put my mind at ease for the rest of my life, that let me know that I would never, ever need to worry about you, no matter where you were, no matter who you were with. Nope. I would never have to worry about that.
Well, we are in different places a lot, especially with all the crazy, TV stuff that we do and running around, and I'm filming in one location, you're in another, and, so it's like I said to you on that phone call, it's not about where we are. It's not about where you are and where I am. It's about who we are. All right, it doesn't matter physically where we are. We're the same people, and if we're the people that love each other and that just want to be with each other and not with anyone else, and it doesn't matter how many miles are between us, right? It's when the who is a problem, not the where, and that was a conversation that you and I had, and it wouldn't matter to me if we were 10 feet away or 10,000 miles away. It's the same thing for me, So. Now, the space did make it a little bit difficult, and we had, I think we were both kind of wondering because all the other seasons of the TV show that we filmed together, and we were we moved away from our home for 3 or 4 months at a clip to film each season of the show. But the latter one, you were in New York the whole time, and I was in California the whole time, and you were flying back and forth, and I stayed there rather than us staying there together. So that was, I think we were both kind of curious, like, well, how's this going to work out? And if anything, it just made us stronger.
Yeah,
definitely.
Better.
It actually it was tough, but it was. I would say that I don't really regret it. I think that I think sometimes testing a relationship is good because you really see what you're made of and, what the other person's made of. And, as I said, I think if anything, it just made us stronger.
It absolutely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Way better.
There's your answer.
There's your answer,
you
motherfucker.
nosy bitch.
It was Wes.
Oh, all right. Just kidding.
Oh, and here's another kind of related question from Britton Hart. We all know you and Skip adore each other, but you get one free hall pass for a night. Who would it be? In my case, for me, male or female, or him, or her, who would be Skip's?
Oh, I don't know. Wow, that's a good question.
I can't say that I ever really.
I don't know.
You know what? And I read the question before because I screenshotted it to, but I didn't really think about it, and I don't have any fucking clue. I don't really think that.
There's got to be a couple of chicks out there that I know that you want to be with. You're digging Ronda Rousey, I know that.
I'm over it.
After she got her ass kicked, you don't want her anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Ronda.
I didn't like her attitude at that last fight. That turned me off. Right.
But before that, you were all up in her shit. You're like, oh, I'd tear that up.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't. Yeah. There's no guy that I would think of that in that way. No. I can't even think of who. I can't.
We'll get back to you on that one.
When I think of somebody, you'll be the first to know.
Yeah.
What about you, baby? You don't know?
No, that's kind of a tough question. You would think I'd have maybe someone on hold, I don't know, like there's got to be some.
You know who I think you would say if you put more thought into it? Pam Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You've always liked her.
Yeah, I do. Yep. She is pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she'd be on the list.
You know what I fucking love about you? One of the many thousands of things is that you are not into like young, like in their 20s or like the young celebrity chicks. Like you never show much interest in them at all. I think you kind of like think of them as like that you're old enough to be their dad.
No, it's not that I'm old enough to be their dad. It's just like they're too fucking stupid. It's like you got to be able to hold a good conversation with me. You have to have it. Like you can't. It's hard to find a quality. I don't know. It's just hard to find. It's really hard to find It's got to be more than just the ass and all that.
Well, I never see you looking at somebody like in a way that would piss me off. And if anything, sometimes like when we're like walking in the city and there's like a nice ass to be checked out, we're both checking it out.
Yeah.
So.
I'm always
like, oh, did you see that? Yeah, did you see that?
I'm always catching you checking out girls' asses going by. I'm like, the funny thing is I'm looking and I look at you and you're already like, I'm like, wow, is your neck hurting? Like, yeah, mine hurts too. You're funny though, like that.
Okay.
You're such a dude. You are. You're such a fucking guy.
Derek Berlinski, Catch a Contractor question. What was the hardest contractor to deal with out of all the seasons?
Oh, there were so many douches.
Robert was the biggest douche of them all.
Yeah, he probably took the douche of the day award, perhaps the douche of the season award.
Douche of the fucking show award.
Yeah, that was the guy that was the pool remodel where he had the stake sticking up out of the ground and was trying to.
And he was hitting on the guy's wife. Robert was so cocky and he was so stupid. He was a mess. He was like everything he thought he knew, he didn't know. He was wrong.
Well, which is basically that's the model with all of them. It's like they all went there, for the most part, saying that they were experts at something and they were experts at nothing.
Right.
So that was the most frustrating part for me, that everybody was just so full of shit. That. And then just taking people's money, with no problem at all, and never completing the work. And the work that they did do, every single time we had to rip every bit of it out. There wasn't one thing that we ever salvaged on any one of the 30-plus episodes so far of Catch A Contractor.
Right.
So, but yeah, I would say he was one of the ones that took the cake. Gilbert definitely pissed me off. I just about.
Oh God! But you guys, they had gotten into such an argument.
2, episode 1, Gilbert came close to meeting his demise.
Yeah, they had gotten into such a fucking heated argument that almost came to blows. Most of which got put onto the editing room floor. That one was amazing.
Well, listen, we're not there to have fights with people. It happens a lot because it's a pretty touchy subject, and and we're basically
he basically
we're calling everybody out. We're calling everyone out on their shit, and we're telling them that they're liars right to their face. And nobody likes to hear that, especially on national television.
And he's like, "Don't call me a liar. Don't fucking call me a liar." And you're like, "You're a liar," right to his face. And then what happened? He said he was gonna. What did he do? Oh, he said he'll punch you in the face or something like that. What did he say?
I don't know. I don't even remember now. Something like that. Don't call me a liar. I'll punch you in the face.
And Skip's like, "You're talking to the wrong fucking guy. I'm going to rip your arm off and beat you over the head with it."
That was something
that was awesome.
Something that I don't even remember saying. And then and somebody told me, they were like, "Dude, you know what you just said to that guy?" Because I was enraged, I was in another place at the moment. And that was just evidently the first thing that came to my mind.
You said, "I'll rip your fucking arm off and beat you over the head with it." Yeah. Yeah. And that was so fucking awesome.
And I nearly did.
And it was everybody fucking loved it. He actually got a phone call from the guy who owned the production company telling him that was the best moment in TV ever. He fucking loved it so much. Everybody loved that thing so much. And when it got to the top of the ladder, it got snipped.
Well, again, we're there for a specific purpose, and it's not to fight with people. It's physical confrontation. It's about getting the homeowner's house back and teaching this guy a lesson. And of course, that always turned out in some very heated arguments. So
yeah, he threatened you. He physically threatened you.
Yeah, I don't care about anything, the show or what anybody wants or doesn't want to show on TV. If someone threatens me, I'm going to come back at them with excessive force and make them sorry that they ever opened their mouth. So, and that's. That's what happened on many occasions, but you guys just never got to see it.
Because it got snipped.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, Michelle Mertz had a question.
She said this is more related to landscaping. We're looking to level out the area about 80 feet back from their gate. It's where they normally park the fifth wheel.
Oh, they got a big travel trailer.
Big one.
Yeah.
What would be a good non-permanent product to put down? Curtis has been looking into pea gravel. He also intends to put an underlayment down to prevent weed growth from sprouting through.
Yeah, pea gravel is nice because it's kind of rounded, and it's a decent looking gravel. It comes in different colors, everything from natural and a beige tone, and it comes actually in a few different colors. And depending upon which color you get, you'll pay more money for it. What do you say? It's about 80 feet long.
Yes.
All right, so a typical base...
No, this says this level out the area 80 feet back from the gate.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture. I think the driveway that they want to...
There's a picture.
They want to do is probably about... Yeah, it's probably about... All right, so I'm going to assume that you're talking about 80 feet... because the travel trailer itself, I think, is at least 40 feet, and you got to drive the thing in to get it to where you're going to park it. So I'm going to assume it's the gate and back 80 feet is what you're talking about, and probably about 12 feet wide. 3-inch deep on the base is standard for something like that, 2 to 3 inches. So you're probably looking at about 9 cubic yards of material. They'll deliver it by the yard. They sell it by the cubic yard. Pea gravel is probably going to cost you between $30 and $45 a cubic yard, depending upon what color you go with. It's offered in 3/8 of an inch, 1/2 inch, 5/8, 3/4. It's all different sizes. Most common size is about a 1/2 inch diameter pea gravel. And for a natural color, let's say $35 to $40 is a pretty basic price. So you're probably looking at about $300 to $400 in stone. Another thing that you can use is 1/2 inch bluestone. It also comes in 3/4 inch, which is a larger aggregate. Bluestone's also a really nice stone, but it's not rounded like the pea gravel. It's kind of like a jagged edge. So it lays a little bit differently. It packs differently when you drive on it than the pea gravel, which is rounded, and it kind of, will spread out a little bit more underneath your tires. The bluestone will kind of stack together, and as you drive over it longer and longer, and it gets wet in a couple of rainstorms, it'll settle down a little bit more than the pea gravel will. It's a little bit more expensive too, about $45 a yard. And as far as the underlayment underneath that to keep the weeds controlled and everything, you can look for a landscaping felt. Usually it comes on either 4 or 6 foot rolls, and it comes, I think, usually up to 10 foot rolls as well. So that's 10 feet wide, and then about 25 feet or so on the roll. So you'll need a few rolls of that as well. So you could probably get the whole job done for like $500, $400 to $500 with the underlayment and everything else. So I would suggest either one of those products. They're both great for that. And when it comes time to take it out, you get yourself a Bobcat for the day, you rent it for a couple $100, and you scrape the stuff right out of there, put it into a dumpster or, a dump truck, and you can probably resell it to somebody on Craigslist, and they'll come to your house and they'll try to kill you.
Right.
Or they'll try to cut you down to half price.
Right.
Oh, you want $20 a yard for that? I'll give you $5. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuckers. Michelle Quinn was asking for more work stories. I was just talking about work stories.
Well, speaking about driveways, and you actually brought up a really good topic, because I was thinking of some things that I could talk to you about today for Skip's Tips. Maybe one topic that I could talk to people about.
When helping people with their homes, they call Skip Bedell.
You want to avoid a headache and save money? He's the man to talk to. Skip Bedell.
Spring is here. We're all looking to do stuff at the house, whether it's inside or outside. Everybody's getting their tax return checks, and we're going to try to, spruce the place up for the summer. One of the things that you can do is seal coat your driveway, and that'll make your asphalt driveway look like brand new. So typical driveway, you're looking at anywhere from $300 to $400, $500 to do, depending upon what you need done. If you have a lot of really deep cracks, they got to be sealed and repaired, maybe some patching, and then seal coating, depending upon what you need there. But an average driveway, you're looking at about $100 in materials and roughly $200 in labor. Now, this is something that you can do yourself. If you have a couple of days and you got some decent weather, 2 or 3 days of decent weather in a stretch, you can do this. Save yourself a couple $100 in labor. It's a little bit of a job. It's not really that labor intensive. It's not really that hard work. It's just, it's kind of messy, and the prep is really everything. So run through a checklist of things you have to do if you want to seal coat your driveway. First thing you want to do is make sure you check you have at least 2 or 3 days of good weather. And when I say about that, it's got to be above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, but you don't want scorching heat either, because when you lay the product out in your driveway, if it's too hot, it's going to dry too quickly, and it's going to crack, and it's not going to work. It's not going to do what it's supposed to do. So you want to have like a nice moderate stretch of a couple of days, no rain in the forecast. Okay, this stuff on average, the seal coat material itself averages, they sell it in 5-gallon pails, anywhere between $15 for the lower grade stuff and $35 for the premium product. People, I always say for everything that you're going to do, the last Skip's Tips that I gave on painting tips inside the house, I always recommend people go for the expensive products. Spend the $40 to $50 for a gallon of paint. It sounds like a lot of money, but it's going to cover much better. It's going to look much better. And the same thing goes when you're seal coating your driveway. You can spend $15 for the 5-gallon pail, but what you're going to find is that when you read the ingredients, about 50% of it is water. So it's not going to cover as well. It just the whole product doesn't work as well. It also has a shorter lifespan and a less of a guarantee. They usually offer a guarantee on the product for so many years that it'll last. So everything is going to be shorter for the cheaper product. Now, the $35 premium product, it has a higher concentration of all the quality resins that go into that product that make it, what it does to protect and seal your driveway. And also they offer usually a high level of UV protection, which is also very critical in how long that product lasts on your driveway. And, of course, last but not least, they give you a much longer guarantee on it. So the motto there is, you get what you pay for, and that goes for everything when you're doing repairs on your house. Okay, step number 1, you want to start and clean your driveway real well, because this primer, the product itself, the seal coat will not stick to the driveway if it's not clean. So they usually sell right where you're getting the seal coat product. They sell a cleaning product like a soap and also a primer that's used to cover up oil stains. You want to scrub the whole driveway down with like a stiff push broom, like a scrub brush. Wash it down with a hose, scrub the whole thing. If you have a power washer, that's great to rinse it all off. Let it dry completely. Sometimes it'll take a whole day to dry, and that's why I say you need like 2 to 3 days to do this job properly. You have to let it dry completely. Once it's completely dry, you're going to go around the driveway and you're going to look for any oil stains, and that's important that you get those covered up because the product will not stick to the oil stains. They make an oil spot primer that you're going to brush on there with a brush over every oil stain before you start using the seal coat product. So after the whole thing is dry, you go back and you take care of all the oil spots. The next thing you want to do is mask off the whole driveway, all the perimeter around all the edges, any concrete or paver walkways. You want to plastic off your garage door because the stuff will splash when you're applying it. You're either going to use a brush or a big squeegee to apply it. And they'll tell you each product recommends what you can use, either a broom or a brush type thing that you have on a push pole, or a pretty large squeegee that goes on a pole. Well, you can also buy that right where you get the Seal Coat product. Each product manufacturer will have a different application, so make sure that you read the container because some require a brush and some require a squeegee, and you want to make sure you don't use the wrong thing because it won't work properly. All right, so after you mask off all of the perimeters, I like to use duct tape for that, so you just protect any cobblestone or cement walkways, that type of thing. Then you're going to go back with a dashing brush. Now, again, where you buy the product, they'll have the different brushes and applicators there. A dashing brush looks like a big paintbrush. It's usually about 5 or 6 inches wide. It has heavy bristles on it. You can use that to cut all the edges. Just like when you're going to paint a wall or a ceiling, you go around, you cut in all the corners, and you cut around all the moldings, and you cut all the detail first before you paint the wall, you paint the ceiling, right? Same thing with your driveway. You want to cut all the edges around the whole perimeter of the driveway with the dashing brush. The next thing you're going to do is mix up the sealer. So you're going to open up all the pails of the sealer that you have, and on those pails of sealer, it'll tell you how many square feet it covers. So you're going to measure out your driveway and get the appropriate number of pails, of course. Now you got to mix it. Do not use a mixing stick or a stirrer to mix this product because it's not going to mix it enough, and what's going to happen is it's going to be blotchy and it's not going to dry evenly on the driveway. What you want to do is get yourself a paddle mixer. It looks like a big cake mixer that comes on a long metal shaft, and you can put it inside a drill, and you'll use that to mix the product. Now, a good thing that you can do to keep the product from getting all over yourself and all over everything that you don't want it to get on is you can take the cover to the 5-gallon pail. I like to drill like a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch hole in the center of that cover. You'll push the paddle mixer up through the holes, coming up through the bottom, and then put your drill in it. Now you have the cover that you can slide back down on the pail, and the mixer is going through the center of the cover. So you can turn that mixer on at high RPM, and you're going to mix up the product without it splashing all over the place. Once you get everything mixed up, you're going to start at the top of the driveway, and you're going to spread it out, starting either in the left corner or the right corner at the top and working your way down the driveway. You want to spread it out in a big upside-down U shape, starting in the corner, working across the top, and coming back down. What I like to do is set the pails up, working your way down the driveway. Every 10 or 12 feet or so, set yourself up another pail. You kind of stage the pails, so by the time you get down to the next pail, you should be out of product that you've been working with, and you're kind of working backwards down the driveway, either using the brush or the squeegee. You're going to pour that out, and you're going to spread it all over the driveway. And the most important thing is that you want to kind of do it with no streaks and have it laid out evenly, not too heavy and not too thin. So you want to kind of pour out enough product to it. It's kind of like a puddle on the driveway, and then spread out that puddle until it's evenly spread, and then you're going to pour out another puddle and so on as you work your way down the driveway. Now, after you get down to the bottom, you're going to cover up your cans that you have left over, and you put them across the bottom of the driveway on the edge, and that's kind of a marker for no cars to drive in on your freshly seal-coated driveway, right? It's a good barrier. You want to let that first coat dry for at least 8 hours, and it's really important that it's thoroughly dry, and you want to make sure you apply at least 2 coats on that, sometimes 3. Of course, before you start doing any of this, if you have any major damage to your driveway, like cracks or any problems like that, you need to fill that stuff in, and they will have patching compounds and caulking tubes and things like that in the same aisle where you buy that product, that you should do all of that before you lay the product on. And if you follow all these steps, you're going to have a really good result. Your driveway's going to look like brand new. You can do it for about $100 and save yourself at least $200 in labor. So if you're feeling handy and you got a couple good days of weather, go get some seal coat material and make your driveway look like new.
You're awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, you're awesome.
All right, then. How was that for exciting? That's exciting stuff,
exciting.
Right? I know, you almost fell asleep.
I did. I almost fell asleep. I
saw you like nodding out. You had one eye closed, the other one was half open, and you were doing like this head bob thing.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what's happening over there?
Yeah.
But you saw how excited I was, though, right? This is seal coating. Come on.
I know. You're very excited.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I love your tip.
Like my tip?
Yeah. So I just wanted to go over a couple things I found in the news.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Frank Sinatra Jr. died.
I know. I heard that. That's terrible.
But there's this news station in Indiana that showed a picture of the crooner while they were talking about the story. That's Joe Piscopo playing the character of Frank Sinatra Jr.
Oh, my God. Really? News station? Really? Wow. Some producer right now is getting his ass handed to him by the Sinatra family that's suing him.
That's awesome.
Thanks for putting up a picture of Joe Piscopo.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Okay, so
that's great.
So there's this other story that I fucking love. Okay, so Mama June, who is Honey Boo Boo's mom.
Yeah.
Now, I should first mention that the other night at dinner at Skip's mother's house, there was an uncomfortable moment because we had on one of those music channels where it just keeps playing songs over and over and over.
On cable.
On the table
yeah, it's like the music choice, the sound choice, whatever it is, right?
So a song came up by the Mamas and the Papas. And there was a picture that came up on the screen of the Mamas and the Papas. And I said to Skip, Mama Cass looks like Mama June. Because they both have that giant fucking, like, I don't know what kind of neck that is, but it's like no neck.
Right.
They both got that big fat neck. So Skip's like, no. And I'm like, what the fuck's he thinking? Like, they got the same big fat fucking neck. And then his mother started to say something like, well, what did she say? Like, she's been eating a lot lately or something like that. And then it occurred to me, his mother's name is June, and they thought I was talking about her.
Yeah, I was like, what? What did you say? Yeah, that was like really weird.
That was an awkward moment. And I was like, no, I wasn't talking about you. I'm talking about Mama June, baby, honey, boo-boo's mother. Like, oh my God.
And then like me and my mom both looked at each other. We're like,
God, I mean, that would have been
that Mama June.
That would have been so fucking rude if that.
There was like an uncomfortable moment of silence there because I was like, I'm looking at you, going like, what are you saying?
Like, what? Yeah.
Why are you saying my mom?
And I'm like, why are you disagreeing with me? They look the same. Like, oh my God.
She doesn't.
Oh God.
She's been trying to lose weight. Shut the fuck up. Why are you saying this right now? It's my mom, man. What's wrong with you?
So anyway, so there's this article about Mama June, Honey Boo Boo's mama, is she is getting weight loss, like a bariatric surgery, so that she could lose weight.
Right.
So this article is talking about, how it makes has small portions, blah blah blah. But the best part of this article to me was the last sentence of this article. Comedians Rosie O'Donnell and Lisa Lampanelli have also had the procedure done. Now, Lisa Lampanelli, yeah, I can tell she's had that surgery done.
Right.
Rosie O'Donnell had that done?
Yeah. There's actually a few people that we know that have had it done. Some have had really, like, you're like, wow, you lost a shitload of weight.
Rosie O'Donnell's results are just as good as Chris Christie's.
Oh, God. Chris Christie, not too good.
Yeah, not so good.
I think he gained weight.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He like blew the rubber band off his fucking stomach.
He stretched the band.
That thing was like stretched out and snapped.
I don't know, but I mean, it's
he was like eating more than ever now.
How is that? I don't understand how he's so far from looking like. I mean, and Rosie too.
Instead of like stapling your stomach, they should just staple your mouth shut. That's it. They leave like staple the whole thing, but just leave like one little opening on the side. There's one tiny little crack. You can kind of get your pinky finger in the side of your mouth.
Yeah.
And you could like kind of maybe slip a pretzel in there.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you can fit in there.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, so this article I just loved. I'm not sure if people have heard about it. It's been out a couple of weeks, but we kept getting sidetracked. I haven't discussed it, but I just love this. That Adolf Hitler had a disgusting poo sex fetish.
Poo sex,
which is related to the story that I talked about earlier.
Yeah, what was that called again?
Coprophiliac. He was a coprophiliac.
Wow.
Someone who was turned on by poo. He wanted women to stand over him while he was lying down and have them defecate over him.
Wow.
Yes, and it was also revealed that he had a micropenis and one descended testicle.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that recently on
micropenis.
A micropenis. No wonder he was so pissed off.
Yeah, so in other words, he had baby dick.
Can you imagine having baby dick?
Yeah.
And then you're just pissed off at the world.
Yeah. So it's concluded that he was incapable of having normal sex and that he would brutally kick women during his sex games. And a film star back then was reportedly forced to kick him during an evening sex.
Why don't you shit on my baby dick? Are your papers in order? Shit on my baby dick.
And she committed suicide soon after that incident. Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew what a sex freak and every kind of freak that Hitler was. Because if he's feeling humiliated wherever he is right now, good.
Yeah, take that, baby dick.
Take that, motherfucker.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on.
I think it's yeah.
What? Yeah. Stand by. Stand by. I'm trying. My notes aren't refreshing. For which I will have to refresh this page. Okay. There was another article that I found very interesting. It relates to Khloe Kardashian losing so much weight. She looks amazing lately. She's got her hair blonde and she lost a lot of weight. But I guess she felt it necessary to comment on the fact that not only did she lose a lot of body fat when she lost weight, her pussy lost weight as well.
Her pussy?
Yes. She said her pussy lost weight.
That's what she called it?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
This is like an interview? Or?
Yes. The reality star opened up about her obsession with camel toe. And she named her camel toe Camille the camel. And she said, there's no hiding it. I have a puffy pussy, people. And she said, ain't no shame in the camel toe game. Mine has a name, Camille the Camel. She steals a spotlight whenever I wear tight jeans. So I had to count down her top fashion moments. So since she lost weight, it's also shrunk, and she was bragging about her shrinking pussy.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Way to go, Khloe.
Yeah.
Pussy shrinking, and so is her giant caveman forehead.
I don't know that it was her forehead. No, it's like she's got a nose that's different than all. I swear to God, back when that whole controversy came up about.
She's actually she's like one of my favorite Kardashians, and I don't really.
She is my favorite.
I don't have any favorites, but I think I like her the best.
I do like her the best. She's like, again, like the realest, like person. She's
right. She seems like she's pretty like kind of not quite as affected as the rest of them.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Although I do believe that, when that whole controversy came up about who that Kardashian wasn't really her father and who might, because she doesn't look like any of them. They had shown a picture of Chris's, her mother's, hairdresser back at the time from before Khloe was born. The guy's got the same fucking face as Khloe. Just saying. Like, you can Google it and find his picture. Side by side, she looks like this guy.
There you go.
So
that's the baby daddy.
Yeah, but like Dr. Laura says, genetics mean squat, and your parent is the person who raised you and who loved you.
Right.
But I'm just saying, she looks like this other guy.
All right then.
Yeah.
Well, and there you have it.
Yeah, there you have it. So with that in mind, there's one more thing that you need to know. There's a lawsuit in New York State that argues that the tampon tax is unfair.
Wait a second. What?
Yeah, because, there is a tax on tampons, and it is...
Well, then there shouldn't be tax on condoms either.
No.
Right?
Well...
If we're going to go that route.
The lawsuit notes that foot powder, adult diapers, and dandruff shampoo are exempt from tax because they are...
What about condoms?
Well, condoms are a choice. You have to use tampons and pads because, bleeding is part of
You don't have to. You could use a fucking paper towel.
No. This is not Little House on the Prairie. Okay?
I'm just saying,
Yeah. Well, I'm just it's up for being repealed, and
you would think they would want to do something to encourage people to use condoms, right? To keep down the sexually transmitted diseases and everything that goes along with it, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to take the sales tax off of tampons, but not off of condoms.
Right. You know what? Along the same lines, what really fucking disgusts me is that like insurance companies and Medicaid pay for Viagra.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Well, listen, man, that's a very serious subject.
Yeah, but those same insurance companies
right.
also decline paying for birth control.
Right. Yeah.
So it's more important that a guy has a hard dick. Give me a break. Fucking insurance.
Well, by the way, I don't take any Viagra. Thank God I don't need to.
I would be curious what it would be like if you did, though.
I don't know. I think this shit would just break off.
Well, as it is, I get sore very easily from you.
It's already ridiculous.
Yeah.
But but I could see how, like, if you're taking that, like, that's a pretty important part of your, like, I mean, if you need it, you want to take it, right?
Yeah.
Or
well, then you should pay for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cosmetic surgery.
Do you know what they charge for those pills? They're like ridiculously expensive.
As well they should be.
Right. But I'm just saying. I mean, it's like,
Okay.
Not everybody can afford that.
Okay, well, not everybody can afford a facelift, but I need one of those, and I'm not getting it.
You do not. No, you don't. You're crazy. All right. With that,
we think
we are wrapped up.
We're going to be wrapping it up. I feel like I'm forgetting to remind everybody of something. But, go to the website, and there's going to be links there to the things that we talked about. There's going to be pictures. I think I'm going to put up a post of the video that I made of our renovation in progress.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because we need to share that. People have been asking about it, and
what, the time lapse or something? Or?
Yeah, don't forget on Tuesday the next episode of Hammer and Nails is going to be Tip Tuesday.
Tip Tuesday.
People, get on Facebook, get on Twitter, get on our website, and send us your questions.
There you go. I'll be happy to answer them.
Skip is going to answer all of your home improvement questions.
It is Tip Tuesday.
If you have
time for a plethora of Skip's
yeah,
tips.
if you've got guy friends
you saw what I did there? You saw that word I used there?
Plethora. Right. I know that's a honors English word that I learned in 11th grade. Thought, right? Yeah, you're a rocket science. If you guys have,
you gotta be nice to me. You're not going to get any.
I'm getting no matter what I say. So if you guys, as in males or females, have guy friends or even, I guess, girlfriends who like DIY home improvement, we're going to really put a lot of focus on that for Tuesday's episodes, trying to pull in that audience that's interested in home improvement. Trying to expand our audience. And in doing so, we'd love it if you'd share the podcast with your friends because, like we said, we count on you. That is the absolutely only way for us to grow. So
tell your friends. Spread the good word of Hammer and Nails podcast. And check us out on the internet on our website. Also, the good videos on there and great stuff to see. Lots of tips, lots of products that we like to recommend, and, of course, our Amazon link.
And my meatloaf recipe. I've been getting thank yous from people who have made my meatloaf from the recipe on there that I put on the website, and I've been getting letters. You do have some
good recipes.
Yes, people have been thanking me, telling me it's awesome.
And you know what? Now that I'm building you this sick kitchen, you better have a lot more, because your ass is going to be in there cooking every day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No,
I'm serious.
All right.
I'm serious.
Anyway, peeps, we want to remind you that we are really grateful for you listening, and thank you for coming back, and we love you.
Love you guys.
Later.
Yeah.